Okay, we are now on Chapter 8, page 514, section labeled to switch summary functions in a pivot table. Okay, we want to go to cell C4 and we want to right-click, and we're going to change the function. Right now it is summing, and what we want to do is we want the average instead. Notice it can do multiple functions here: sum, count, average, min, max, product, and some other ones that you're probably less likely to use. So we're going to do the average here, and we're going to do the same thing over here on sum of 2012 sales. Summarize values by average. Okay, and now our worksheet should look like the worksheet on the top of page 515. Okay. Now we're going to do some more filtering. We're flipping over to page 517 for the next part. We want to click the location auto filter button right here, and we want to check the select all box to turn everything off, and then we want to turn mall on, and we want to point to the value filters command, and we want less than, and we want average of 2012 sales, and less than is what we want here, so we can leave that. And in the third box we want 750,000, and click on OK. And now our worksheet should look like the top of page 518. And we want to click the location auto filter again, and we want to clear the filter. So now we're back to our original data, and now we're at the bottom of page 518. We want to update the contents of a pivot table report, and we want to click the sales analysis figures sheet tab, which is this one right here, and we want to go to cell F12. Here's F12, and we want to change that to 1119393, and hit enter. And now we want to go to the sales pivot table report, this tab over here, and it says if necessary click inside the report to make it active. By the way, if you click outside the report, all your stuff over here goes away. So if you ever lose that and you want to get it back, just click over here in the pivot table, and click options on the ribbon to display the pivot table tools options tab, and click the refresh button. And we want to update the report. So that's in the data group here, and click on refresh, and it should update it based on the change that we made, and this number seems to be the one that was changed. And now we're on page 520. In the pivot table field list pane, drag the 2011 sales field to the values area. So 2011 sales to the values area to add the field to column E of the pivot table. So we're going to add yet another one, 2011 sales, and we're putting that on the bottom. If you look at the picture, we're dragging that to the bottom of this list over here, and that simply gives us one more column over here. And in the values area, click the sum button and click the value field settings, and the name of this is going to be, they want us to get rid of sum of and change this to total 2011 sales, and click on the OK button, and that's what we'll see up here in F3 now. Drag the 2012 sales field to the values area to add the field to column F of the pivot table. So let's drag this one down here and let go, and that didn't quite work. So here's another way that you can do it. Let's try it again. There we go. click the sum of 2012 sales button again down here, and it's this one, and go to value field settings, and again we want to change the name of this. So we're going to put the word total there in front just like we did on the other one, and then we're going to click on OK. And we want to change the names over here in these two columns as well. They're just getting rid of the word of. If I go here and click on these, let's make this a little bit wider here so you can see a little more. And can we raise this up a little bit? There we go. And here we just want to get rid of the word of is all. It's not a big deal. And down here we're going to do the same thing. Click on it. It's not a right click, by the way. It seems like it should be, but it's an ordinary left click. And up here get rid of the word of as well. And save it. Now we're on page 521. We want to customize the display of the field list and field headers in the pivot table report. Click the field list button, and that is on the options tab here, and the field list button is over here, and that makes it go away. Click the field headers button, and that makes our headers on the left go away. And click the options button way over here. And what we want here is we want on the layout and format tab, we want auto fit column widths on update, and we want to turn that off, and then click on OK, and that'll leave the columns at a fixed width. Okay, now we're going to customize the display of the plus and minus buttons in the pivot table report. Let's go down to go down to number 1 on the bottom, page 522. Click the collapse button in cell A4. Let's go to A4 and click on that right there. And that collapses the information for Capic. And right click cell A11 right here and point to expand collapse and choose collapse for that one. And up here in our show group, we want to click on the plus or minus button up there to turn that off. And then we want to go to A4 right here, and we want to right click and go to expand collapse and click expand the entire field, and then go to A1 up here and type in and in cell A2 we type in 2011 and 2012. Okay, then we're going to merge them from A to F. You got to do them one at a time. So it's 2 steps here. And apply the title style to A1. That's under our cell styles here on the Home tab. Go to Title. And apply the fill color light turquoise background to darker 25% to these 2 cells. So let's select them, and our background is going to be light turquoise background to darker 25%. That's 50%, darker 25%. There we go. And now it should look like it does on the bottom of page 857. I think earlier I turned off the repetition of the values here, so we've got a few cells that are blank that are not blank in the book, but that's not a big deal. We're not going to worry about it. Okay, let's go to page 524. And 524 starts talking about a pivot chart, so that's a new topic, so I think we'll stop this video there and start with a new one for the pivot chart.